You did what? We communed with your gods. What gods? Which ones? Who told you they were a god? Wait, was there a giant marshmallow man? The human was starting to sound unhinged. Marshmallow? The Empechi ambassador was confused. Never mind, it's an old joke, and it would take too long to explain. The human ambassador waved his hand dismissively. More to the point, which god or gods did you speak to? And how? There were a great many of them. Some names we recorded sounded like Quetzalcoatl, Chippitotek, Odin, Loki, Kali Ma, Vishnu, Zoroaster, Dionysius, and Hermes. We communed verbally, so we cannot confirm written versions of the names. It is done for a ritual by a highly trained priestess who calls on a guiding spirit to take her essence to the land of the gods. We just asked to speak to your gods, and the spirit guided her there. We do so for all of our allies. Huh, that's a hell of a thing. The human ambassador sat back in his chair, lost deeply in thought. After several minutes, he spoke again. What did the gods say? Mostly they were concerned. It seems humanity has stopped worship of the gods. Why is it you have left behind your gods? Would you not have benefited from their boons? The Empechi ambassador looked concerned. There were many human gods, but they were all diminished in power, lacking in devotees. Most of the celestial beings the Empechi had communed with were quite caring and generous to their worshippers. Humans, however, had barely even worshipped in centuries. When they were contacted, the human gods clamoured for reasons and expressed a desire for humans to return to them. We don't need them, the human ambassador replied, with almost no hesitation. Do me a favour. Do yourselves a favour. Never, ever, ever mention this to any other humans. It would start more wars than you could possibly imagine. The Empechi ambassador was taken aback at the vitriolic tone of his Terran counterpart. Surely the power and blessings of the gods was something to be sought out. Why would any species give up such a boon? The elderly Empechi asked his human compatriot just that. Look, Rempik, humans are seen as aggressive and prone to violence. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, clearly I'm not in a position to judge. But what I can tell you is that for all of our violent tendencies and aggressive behaviour, it pales in comparison to what the gods demanded of us. The human spoke softly, but his voice was thick with emotion. I don't know what your gods gave you, or what they demanded in return, but I know human religion is dyed in conflict, steeped in hatred and soaked in blood. Human sacrifice, holy wars, genocidal conflict, plagues, purges, and more. Humans gave up religion so we could avoid conflict over it. And those gods you met? They're the ones who made us. They're the ones who demanded wars that lasted centuries, killed millions, and divided us as a people. For what? Why? For their own glory? Their power? And what did we get in return? A promise of something better when we died? A good harvest? What else? Our gods didn't reward our faith, they simply withheld punishments. Worship of human gods can only lead to suffering. Rempik of the Empechi, ambassador to Terra, elder statesman of a galactic government, sat on his couch, shocked to silence. Never had he heard of such a callous and uncaring pantheon. Most gods provided boons to followers, such as resistance to common illnesses, sped up recovery from injury, and other such benefits. The idea that a god's grace would merely be a lack of malice was both unfathomable and, at least to Rempik, extremely distressing. I sincerely hope your people never contact our gods again. If you do, tell them to forget about us. We clawed our way out of the dark, out of the mud, and up to the heavens, and we did it without them, in spite of them. We don't need them, and we don't want them. Tell them to leave us alone, and we will leave them alone. It's more than they deserve.